Okay, you got it. That
Got
time
it?
it
It was
worked.
on?
Yeah, it worked that
Yeah.
time. Great
For
job.
for YouTube people who are just joining, Matthew hates tap solos, so naturally I wanted to start the YouTube streaming with while I was in the process of a tap solo. So Matthew tells me I accomplished that.
Yes, ever since Brendan started to play tremendous amounts of tap solos, I expressed that I was not a fan, and then he made a point to integrate one into each and every one of
That
the
was
weekly
really your
songs.
first
So
mistake, Matthew.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's on me. I know that that's on me.
never tell me what music you don't like because I'm going to learn every part of that. The other thing that Matthew doesn't like is palm muting, right? And, you know, I grew up in the 80s and learned how to play guitar in the 80s. So avoiding the knowledge of palm muting is damn near impossible. And so I know how to do it along with tap solos, and palm muting is like, if you, there's no way.
It's more complicated with palm muting
Why?
because I don't hate that all the time.
Oh, really?
I just hate it when you do it in BMX Bandits and and it's unplayable.
I just completely snore.
It's just like
yeah.
you start palm muting and then you stop palm muting, and we're 10 seconds further along in the song than I thought we were.
So now there's now there's
really
water.
funny.
There's water on my guitar
Oh,
now.
no.
Perfect. So we're ready to go.
All right, we're doing Break It, Don't Buy It for who now?
For Russ Carver.
Can I be
Okay.
Leo?
Yeah, be Leo.
Ready?
Yeah.
I took warrior classes where I learned to kick asses, but I never even saw you coming. Well, you left all your books, so I had me a look, and I read where it said that you didn't even like me. And it's true, I was a fool for you anyway. Yeah, it's true. You're a ninja assassin, sent to kill by your captain, on a homicidal mission, dressed to cut me down, down, down. On the 14th level, we gonna fight like the devil. Up and down, paint the town, blood and guts on the walls. And it's true, I was a fool for you anyway. Yeah, it's true. It was a weird, weird summer. It was a weird, weird summer with you. It was a weird, weird summer. It was a weird, weird summer with you. It was a weird, weird summer. It was a weird, weird summer with you. It was a weird, weird summer. It was a weird, weird summer with you. Knew that what we had wasn't really real. Who knew that what we had wasn't really real? Everybody, you knew that what wasn't really real. Why did you break it when you weren't gonna fight it? Why say you love it if you didn't even like it? Why did you bake it if you weren't gonna eat it? Why did you take it if you knew you would mistreat it? I think you came cause you didn't like your home. I think that you should have left me on my own. Why did you have to punish me for your daddy's lies? You fell in love and I paid the price.
Hey.
Everything still sound okay?
Yeah, sounds great. Well done.
Thanks.
Nice
Thanks, Russ
one.
Carver, for the request.
Yeah. So actually, we have another request here from Glenn. I'm gonna unmute Glenn so that he can make his request. Here we go.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, audio sounds great this week. I appreciate the changes. I'd like to hear either fisherman or egg.
Oh, man. Okay, so both are like really tough acoustic translations.
Yeah.
So I think we should probably do Story of the Eggs. That's craziness.
Just if we were gonna do fisherman, I need to go get my chimp bells.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make it so hard for you.
What's that?
I didn't mean to make it so hard for you.
No. It's just that I like the challenge, frankly, but those two songs rely heavily on the drum and bass arrangement and the keyboards. But Matthew will recall an instance of me using the opportunity to kind of troll a crowd, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
I think that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, playing an acoustic version of The Story of the Eggs was, that's kind of why I want to try it and see if it works. So, okay, we'll do our best here. Haven't sang this in a while, so here we go. From our rooftop, I can see where this silver city turns to green. And I hear the blues that we'll be singing when we leave. And this returns to you and me, and the sunshine state of early dreams might be all the fascination that we seek. When they sell this place, they're gonna talk about us. This is a story of you and me in a little glory. This is a tale about a love that's not for sale, not to anybody. From the dark heart I did hear a distant crash in Gotham loud and clear. Party's over in our city soon, I fear. And happy days will not return till the war machine begins to burn all of the lessons that the baby boom can learn. When they teach this class, they're gonna read about us. This is a story of you and me in a little glory. This is a tale about a love that's not for sale. Boom, 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 boom. Zelda, am I losing? I'm gonna trade in this pig's eye for a Princetown, where I first saw you glittering in the eyes of the uptown. Put on your white gloves, join me, my love, for a night at the Cloud Club. We're gonna paint a scene while we swim in a stream of pink champagne. The city and you and me will make the dream reality. And I'll write the story. I know it's time to go floor, and there's a cab downstairs, my love. Why should all your life be work when you know you and I can always borrow? Oh, there's something going on with you and that big phony YouTube berries. Come now, let's not have another one of your scenes. Do you really need to embarrass us both again? My girl, who did tens of the hours then? Do you remember how we were back when we were young? From a million miles away, that's a really fucking hard song to play.
This man's a poet.
That was really nice, actually. That having the little bit of distortion on the guitar really helps on a song like that. So
Yeah, doing that song without the beat playing, trying to, because it's one-handed, y'all. So I'm like, I'm gonna trade in this pig's eye for a Princetown, where I first saw you glittering in the eyes of the uptown. It's like, it took me like 8 months to learn how to do that, and I haven't practiced it in a bazillion. So, yeah, thanks for that one, Glenn.
So funny enough, we also got a request from our old friends Gerben and Sarah, who are watching but are unable to join the video chat right now because they are having dinner.
Okay.
But they would like to reiterate the request for Fisherman. as we know, Gerben is a big fan, and they also said, to be fair, they also said that if Fisherman was not cool, they would love to hear Holiday. So either one of those.
We can do both. We'll do both Holiday and Fisherman. So does that sound okay?
Cool. And actually, while we wait for Sturbins to come back, Gerben had a question asking if Brendan ever was writing a song and realized that he accidentally stole something.
It happens all the time, but that's a sort of, I never back off because you recognize it right away. Like it's really hard to write something unoriginal and not know that you did it, at least for me. So anytime that happens, I'm like, ooh, I stumbled upon that. Damn it, that's a Huey Lewis song. Okay, well then I'll figure out why it shouldn't be a Huey Lewis song, and right at that moment it turns.
It's usually a Huey Lewis song.
Yeah, hugely. Yeah, so we're doing Fisherman with a Clock, right?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I was walking down the dock. I met a fisherman with a clock. I asked him, do you have the time to read me back some lines? In a tiny little verse I wrote when I was sailing on a boat. I had to write them on my shirt about a love that starts to hurt but feels like a miracle when it starts, with stars and sparkling hearts splashed all over the internet. And everybody knows, I bet, that there's unicorns in France and fairies who love to dance. They point at the devil in the weeds. I think he's after me, but this is love. Fisherman pulled a knife like he would fight me for his life. He'd fought all the monsters in the sea, so he wasn't scared of me. I don't read out loud for free, he said. So what's in it for me then, Fred? I told him he could have the rhyme and everything that's mine. if he agreed to be the voice who would read out loud the choice that a girl I knew once made. And if he knew we'd be afraid, but I kept the truth under my hat, and he agreed to read it back, and that was how we struck the deal, for him to put away his steel and read of love.
Who do you love? Who do you Here I am, lying down on the driveway with the kittens, and the moon is out, and there's snow all on the ground. We were inside and they were restless, 'cause I think they missed their mother, so I took them out to play. I couldn't sleep in there anyway, and they danced snowy crystals lit by moonlight, and the midnight floating all around, kicking snow up from the ground. And in that darkness, in that sparkle, it was there that I could see that you were gone for good, and I understood that the moonlight and the silence and the snowflakes and any magic wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough for you to stay.
So I guess Gerben wants me to play the solo. Is that that's gonna be really silly without the rest of the band in there, but
Yeah,
Matthew,
Life is
you
an
like that,
adventure.
Matthew?
I did. I think we should do one of these where you just do a solo for an hour. You just go.
I mean, you know, that's like that requires the band, you know.
yeah,
like-
no, that is definitely a collaborative moment.
It's-
to do music. But it is fun to hear like that. I mean, that's a yes. Yeah.
You know what's funny about this format? So like when you're in front of actual human beings, you have this inhibition where you're like, don't take too many chances. Maybe you'll take a little chance or
Yeah.
whatever, but you're like, no, let's play safe. And we're home, so it's like we have this uninhibited, let's go for it.
Take every chance.
It's kind of great actually. I think it's yeah.
Adds to the pressure.
It adds to the pressure, it adds to the specialness.
It's
Yeah.
like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yes, it's true. We truly don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm like, what percussion things do I have in this bag next to me? Oh, how is it? Let's try this.
Before we do anything else, we have Russ Carver here, who actually was the one who requested Break It at the beginning, but he
Cool.
also has a quick question for you, and we didn't get to
Sure,
see him.
sure. Hit it,
earlier,
Russ.
So we're gonna bring Russ up.
Let's hear.
Hey guys,
Hey, Russ.
thanks for breaking. Don't buy it. That was awesome.
No worries.
And before you do Holiday, which I think you're doing next, this is kind of pertinent to that because it was my backup song too. But what percentage of songs or how many songs that you write have personal experience? Like, have you personally experienced these things? Like, I'm hoping Holiday you didn't personally experience, but maybe you did.
No, I read. I got into this true crime podcast where somebody got scammed. Oh God, I forget what it was. There've been so many, but I listened to this. I don't know. It might have been a news, like a long form news piece on somebody who got scammed like for a long time, and I just thought that would maybe be an interesting love twist to write a love story that begins the way that a scam would begin, seemingly sincere and earnest, and then devolve into horrors. So that was, yeah.
It's a great story, but what what percentage wise do you think like songs that you've written have you personally experienced versus like you've heard about or just your own imagination just from your brain?
That's a really good question. I think that some degree of personal experience is required to write something that's worth writing, like to have a valuable take on something or something that you can emotionally follow through on, because it's really hard to sing songs that you don't feel in any way. That's really weird. I've done covers before where it's like you really have to become an actor, so to speak. Whereas if you're a songwriter and you write from personal experience to any degree, you're calling on your own life, and you don't have to act. You don't have to fake it. Let's go for, I guess, like a song like "The Fall in Love," right? "The Fall in Love" is 2 chapters of personal experience that I sort of blended together to like sort of relate to and begin to understand the LBGTQ experience of like sort of clandestine love or love affairs that have to be secret or something like that, which is not something as a sort of heterosexual white male I've had to really think about that much. But in order to get there, I had to integrate parts of my own personal experience with friends and things that evoked that. So I would say that every single song has a certain percentage of personal life experience in it. But like Truffles, for example, is an interesting one. Truffles is a litany of things, horrible things that kids in my high school used to say to one another, right? So these are things that I just heard, and that was the part of the banter of life as a 15-year-old in a boys' school in the 80s. So is it literally my life experience, those words? No, that's not how I live, but that's what I was in. That's what I was like there for. So percentage of songs I write that have personal experiences, I would say 100%, unless they're spoof. Like Dynamite Satchel of Pain is a co-write, so that's not really a personal experience necessarily. Although, yeah, actually, my dad did tell me to walk it off a lot. So, but anyway, the point is, yes, every single one, I would say, is the answer.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry for the long-windedness. It's just hard to think about.
Yeah.
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 So I'm playing Holiday now.
4 count.
Okay. So I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
I'd never been in love before, and I didn't even know what love was for. On our first date, she sat me down and said, let's get out of this town. You coming with me for a vacation on an island in a tropic sea? It's not gonna be how it was when we were back at home and all alone, my holiday girl. My holiday girl. When we touched down, she had a plan. And I'm thinking beaches, thinking love in the sand. She grabbed my credit card, said I'll go rent us a car. But she never came back. Called my credit card company and almost had a heart attack. Casino blackjack, all my money, it's not funny. How could you do it to me, holiday girl? My holiday girl. We're sleeping alone tonight, sleeping alone out on this beach. Monsoon rains down. If you think it's too good to be true, then you better believe. You better believe that it is. My holiday girl.
Cool.
Thanks, Russ. That's a who else wanted that one? Also Gerben?
Sarah specifically asked for that one. Yeah.
Right.
I actually think that song works really well in that form. I like that a
Yeah.
lot. It's nice.
Except when I play the wrong chord.
I wasn't going to mention it,
Except when
but
I-
since you mentioned it,
my BB.
yes.
That's another one. When's the last time we played that, Matthew?
You know, it's been a while. It's funny actually how these things happen because when Valentine LP was new, that was regular in the set. Like we played that pretty often. And then as the years passed, we transitioned away from it.
Right.
And it's interesting to think about how like when that record came out, we were not playing Break It, Don't Buy It for like the first year and change.
Yeah. Yeah. Then it became a
And
thing.
we worked that up later, and that turned into like one of the most played songs on that record.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, no, we don't play Holiday that often.
Yeah.
All right, so your next, we have a question and a request from Daniel here. So Daniel is going to appear. Oh, there you are. You're unmuted. Daniel, you're good?
All right. Hi.
Hey, Daniel.
I'm kind of a newbie as far as Weedus goes. I got into the band like very recently. I came from the rock band scene, like the video game rock band. And I wanted to ask you a question, and this might be kind of like a weird oddball question, but I know the band recorded a special version of Dirtbag back in 2010 to try and get on the Rock Band Network. And I know that I only know that version because I'm part of like a group that's trying to like catalog everything about the Rock Band Network just because of how cool it was. And I was wondering if like just like that version of the song on its own, do you think that that'll ever be like released as like a bonus track or like a rarities collection or something? Because it's a really, really interesting take on the song.
Perhaps. When did you hear it, or do you have a version of it
I
yourself?
heard it from there's a group there's somebody got it, so I think somebody contacted the band or contacted you about it specifically so that they could play it as a custom or something in Rock Band 3, and that's how I heard it. And I know somebody who did testing on the songs back in the day who also knew that you were trying to get the song in.
Right.
Wow.
So, refresh my memory, Matthew, if I get this wrong, because
Yeah.
we're talking 2007, 2008, right? Like that's how far back this
Maybe,
goes.
yeah. Well, we probably recorded it around then, and then it was probably we were probably looking.
Oh,
into,
I remember. It was actually 2009, and it was part of the initial effort to re-record album 1. There was a first effort. It was a bit misguided on my part, to be perfectly honest, because I was trying to utilize what was our live touring rig to do it, which we have done and successfully, but not quite that version of the live touring rig, which had all kinds of sort of streamlining features that made it not quite right for recording a full version of the original song. But it was also 2009 was a year where we couldn't afford to hit the road for the first time in since 2000. So the first time in 9 years, we didn't have the cash to flow to actually hit the road. If you recall, it was the height of the financial crisis. Unemployment was really high. Everybody's bills were stacking up, us included, and we didn't finish it properly, probably because of that combination of weird stress and not having the tools. But we did complete a version that was submitted to an authoring company for Rock Band, and I don't remember the name of the company. Matthew, you remember them?
I don't remember the name of the company, but I would say that I remember that we were working on it and somebody reached out to us. At that point, Rock Band was probably, I wouldn't necessarily say it was at its peak, but it was very, very popular. And somebody reached out to us and they were just starting the process of making downloadable content, as you now know, Daniel. And somebody asked us if we could do it because, as a lot of you guys now know, we've talked about this a bunch in recent years. The original version of Teenage Dirtbag that you know from the first album, Sony lost the masters on that. So we couldn't use the original version of the song, couldn't be used because without the masters, you can't separate out the different instruments and make it playable in the way that they need. So we re-recorded it because we were re-recording the whole record in that form and submitted it to them. And we got hung up. The company that did the testing for it, which I guess is where you heard it. We tested it. I literally played it at home. And I remember actually, Brendan, I remember sitting in your apartment with you and like I was on the drums and you were on the guitar and we were testing out this version of Teenage Dirtbag on Rock Band. And the short version is that it got hung up in legal trouble land and they couldn't get permission from Sony to make the new master. They needed permission from them to clear it, that it wasn't the original version. And actually, funny enough, Brendan, this segues very nicely into
what just
something
happened.
that we were going to talk about today. But they couldn't get permission from Sony to do it. And at a certain point, they stopped trying.
Yeah, they gave up, I think.
And so it sort of died on the vine. Unfortunately, it was a shame because we put a lot of work into it and it was different. As you noted, Daniel, it was a different arrangement. It was much more keyboard heavy. Yeah. It's closer to the way that we play it live in our current format.
Right.
And
just as an aside, Matthew, if you recall, I think it might have been 2011 or 2012. I might be wrong about the year, but the Chainsmokers reached out and wanted to remix a version of Teenage Dirtbag. And the only thing we had to send them at that point was the stems that we had sent to be authored from this weird version that happened in 2009. So then that also died on the vine. I think probably because they were expecting maybe the originals or the original masters. So, but that, as Matthew said, perfect segue. Some of you know that we re-recorded Teenage Dirtbag completely from scratch, and the new version was debuted by Rolling Stone magazine in April. RollingStone.com put up a link. I believe it's still up there. You can listen to it if you search Teenage Dirtbag 2020. But we spent from about 2017 until this year preparing the new version of the album, Teenage Dirtbag included. We finished it, and as soon as it went onto YouTube, it triggered the copyright algorithms. Wow. Now, we're used to that because the publishing side of the business is I'm still an EMI songwriter, and it always triggers for that. But this, for the first time ever, was Sony Music Entertainment. That means that they were assuming that what we had put up, even though it wasn't, they were assuming that it was the original, which would mean that they had rights to it. So for about 5 weeks, we had a back and forth with Sony Music about.
I mean, pretty much since we posted it.
Since we posted it,
there's been a basically, lawyers talking to each other situation about all of this.
Yeah.
And it's been
for a while there. We were very concerned, or at least I was starting to worry deeply that I wasn't going to be able, or we weren't going to be able to release the re-recorded Teenage Dirtbag for sale and for streaming. And last week, I'm happy to say, Sony Music realized that it was not, in fact, the original, that it just sounded a lot like it. And so they released their claim on the new version. And as a result, we know now with certainty that we can release the song again this summer. 20 years, almost to the day, maybe we're trying for, but we're logistically, that might be impossible. But I think it was June, what was it, Matthew? June 24th, 2000 was the original release, or July, rather.
July 24th.
July 24th, 2000. So we're kind of coming up on exactly the 20-year anniversary and going to be able to finally, at long last, have our own multi-track master of Teenage Dirtbag that we own, that we can sell or stream or give to Rock Band to author a version with. So we are now, as of this week, finally free to do that.
It had come up. We had been fielding, a few people had asked us why the new Teenage Dirtbag was just on YouTube and was not on streaming services. And that was the reason why, was because we actually were not in a position to do it, because we were kind of fighting for, we've joked around. It's kind of a compliment to our work that somehow the new version sounds so close to the original that it fooled both the robot algorithm and people at Sony Records, who heard it and believed it to be just the original again. So that's a testament to Brendan's hard work in the mixing and the making of that record. But
if I can interject, the gentleman was asking if that Rock Band version would be available.
Yes.
So that's a long answer to a short question that I totally appreciate. Sorry about that.
I love this. This is great.
Yeah.
Great insight.
So the answer is, as soon as we we're going to get in touch now that we actually can without getting stopped, with whomever would be interested in authoring a version of Teenage Dirtbag for Rock Band, so we can get it into that system. It's never been in, and that's finally we're going to be able to do it. So,
and the other thing I'll say for Daniel, because you were asking specifically about that version from 2009, I'll check. I actually might have that somewhere. Once we're done with this, I'll coordinate with Brendan. I'll see if we have it. That would be an interesting thing to post on Patreon, just as an example of like an early attempt at it. That like Brendan said, it's not. So the new version that we are posting and have on YouTube right now is basically us doing as close to a perfect sound alike of the original recording as we could get. That version is not a perfect sound alike. That is more a slick studio version of the way we play it live.
Yeah, it was like almost like a live version.
Yeah, so let me check it out and see if I have it handy, which I think I might, then we can post it on Patreon for people to hear that kind of like alternate take on the song.
Also,
great.
Daniel, if you know anybody who does the authoring reliably, let us know.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
And Daniel, did you have a song request as well?
Yes, I do. I would love to hear Lemonade. That song
Okay.
is one of my personal favorites. Like overall, I would love to hear it.
Good choice.
That's the one
Thank you
that
very
should be
much.
in the Rock Band Network.
Oh God, yes, I would love to do vocals of that. Thank you so much.
Oh
Thank
yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go. Just tell me his name. Just tell me you didn't get laid in our bedroom, and was it the same? Just tell me if his dick is bigger than mine. Do you remember the way it was when I was home before I left you all alone? And I wanna be 80 on the porch drinking lemonade with you, and that is all that I can think about when you tell me that you cheated. 80 on the porch drinking lemonade with you, and that is all that I can think about when you tell me that you cheated on me. I knew that you would. I knew 'cause you told me it runs in the family, and I did the same. So I guess that I deserve half of the blame. Do you remember the way it was for us before all of the blowjobs on the bus? And I wanna be 80 on the porch drinking lemonade with you, and that is all that I can think about when you tell me that you cheated. 80 on the porch drinking lemonade with you, and that is all that I can think about when you tell me that you cheated. Tell me that you cheated. Why should I care about the long run? What should it matter to me? I always knew I'd end up with no one. Now I know that the end is near, 'cause you've replaced me. Keyboard solo. Just tell me his name. Just tell me you didn't get laid in our bedroom. Was it the same? Just tell me if his dick is bigger than mine. Just tell me his name. Just tell me you didn't get laid in our bedroom. Just tell me his. Just tell me you didn't get laid in our bedroom, and was it the same? Just tell me if his dick is bigger than mine. Well, tell me that you cheated. Tell me that you cheated on me. Thanks, Daniel.
That was fun. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you guys and playing that song again.
Yeah.
I miss playing that song. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Always so fun.
It's fun. It's fun. It's right on the edge of not too hard.
Well, it's not too hard in a way that's you can really like sink your teeth into it.
Yeah.
You know, you take a big bite.
Yeah. You can't take a rest, but you know, it's not a high wire act or something.
I see you, Kenny. Okay. Hannah has a question. So Hannah, you are up. Or I'm sorry, maybe just a request and not a question, but either way, Hannah is.
I would love to talk to Hannah if she has a question.
Yeah, well,
She
she's.
does.
I'm gonna unmute Hannah. And all right, Hannah, there you
Hello.
are.
Hi. It wasn't a question. It was just a request. I'm sorry.
My bad. No, that was my bad. You
It's a
did say that.
re-question.
It was a requestion.
Yeah.
Would you try Jesse's Girl?
Oh man,
Ooh.
yeah, sure.
That's such a good request. Well done.
Okay, we'll do it.
Thank you, Hannah. Oh, I'm
So
excited.
Thank you.
Hannah's gone way back here. So circa 1997, when I first began to get a band together to play songs live, this was in the set, along with Willie Nelson's "Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys,"
I've never heard you do that.
Cheap Tricks, Surrender, and a couple of other tunes. But so let's do Jesse's Girl. Okay, Hannah, way back to 1997. Jesse is a friend, yeah, and always been a good friend of mine. Yeah, and lately something's changed and it ain't hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and I wanna make her mine. And she's watching him with those eyes. Yeah, she's loving him with that body, I just know it. Yeah, she's holding him in those arms late at night. You know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? I play along with the charade. There doesn't seem to be a reason to change. You know, I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. I want to tell her that I love her. Oh, we dropped the connection.
Oh no. No, we didn't.
Did we? Wait.
No, wait, they're still there.
Something's still happening.
You're okay.
They told us
Oh,
that
wow.
the same
Why do
thing
they keep,
happened last
Matthew,
time.
why do they keep interrupting us for a new version of Java?
I don't know. Sounds like you should update Java.
Anyway,
second
that verse has the word moot in it, and
Yeah,
the
we were
chance
just-
to sing that twice.
Yeah.
All right, Moot.
But
Yep.
we didn't sing.
I play along with the charade. There doesn't seem to be a reason to change. You know, I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. I wanna tell her that I love her, but the point is probably moot. And she's watching him with those eyes. Yeah, she's loving him with that body, I just know it. Yeah, she's holding him in those arms late at night. You know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that, like Jesse's girl? I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like? Where can I find a woman like that? Oops, hold on. Hold on, I'll figure it out. I don't remember. Why can't I see that? There it is. Sorry. And I look in the mirror all the time, wondering what she don't see in me. Ain't I been funny? I've been cool with the lines. Ain't that the way life's supposed to be now? Where can I find a woman like that? Oh God, that is a guitar solo. Okay, so sorry, Hannah. We'll learn that properly and get it right next time. Did I do the right modulation to
I
you?
don't know.
Matthew?
Yeah, I think you did. I think you
No,
did.
it's not. It's fucking here.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay.
But to be honest, I think
You think I did it right?
The first bunch was decent. It was very, very decent.
We're going to be doing first bunches of covers.
Better than decent. No,
Hey,
Matthew,
hey.
am I wrong?
I would say nice try.
Wait, even before the stage?
No, actually, it did sound really good for most of that.
Yes.
You did a nice job. I mean, that's a surprisingly difficult song.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot going on in that song.
It's an F sharp that it modulates to.
It
yeah?
is, yeah.
Yeah,
It
okay.
makes no sense. It makes absolutely no
Right,
sense.
so-
I
but
want
it-
my participation trophy.
Hold on. And I look in the mirror all the time, wondering what you don't see in me. Ain't I been funny, I've been cool with the line. Ain't that the way they're supposed to be now? Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Very well done.
Thanks, Hannah.
Good request. All right, our next request is from our friend Lee West.
Lee,
Nice.
where is he?
See, he's
Where's
on
that
it.
boy?
Here he comes. Wait for it.
There we go.
Here
Hello.
he is.
How we doing?
Hey,
Hi.
Lee West.
How are we both?
What's up, partner?
I'm really good. Exhausted today. I was up watching the sunset with some friends yesterday, and I still haven't quite recovered from getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So,
Wow.
yeah, it only happens once in a blue moon because I just can't cope with late nights anymore.
Were you conducting some kind of ceremony or something?
I'd like to say we were, but we basically just ate flapjack and drank tea at the top of a hill while we waited for the sun to come up. So it's not
Right.
exactly what you would call the solstice round at Stonehenge or anything.
So what do you want to hear, man?
Well, mine's technically a question as well, because last week when we were talking about which songs you wish you'd written, that Willie Nelson cover was amazing. It was completely, out the blue.
Yeah.
Because the question that I wanted to come after that was for the request was which song are you most proud of that you've written yourself? Be it one that's taken forever to write and finish, or one that you've just thought, this is what I got into, this is why I started doing this. So which song are you most proud of that you've written and why?
It's definitely Valentine, the title track from the Valentine LP. Certainly that one, because as a rhythmic exercise, Matthew will tell you, it's right up against the limit of what we're capable of. It's very tricky, but it's still somehow accessible. And I always wanted to write a bridge that really deconstructed and then reconstructed the song in a way that during the reconstruction you didn't see it coming, kind of thing. So a surprise reconstruction with some tricky chords in it, but that still had a light and sort of like comforting feeling. Complex music can make you feel a little nervous sometimes. If you've ever listened to like the Rush song Natural Science, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like
I adore Rush, so yeah.
it's so intense that you're like there's an edge of nervousness to it. But I wanted to write something that was complex and challenging, that didn't have that had a sort of a soft and gentle feel. So yeah, that would be Valentine is the one, definitely. You want us to play it?
If you don't mind, yeah.
No problem. I got a drop D for that.
Ooh, heavy.
Okay, so let's do it.
My city wakes up in the afternoon like the rain came down in the month of June. Kings of murdering atmosphere, building bombshell towers with glass and fear. Yeah, here. My city wakes up to a poison moon, like the radio never played a tune. I'll gather dust and scatter crazy glue. Will I build a house big enough for two? Yeah, you. From the outside looking in, sometimes I worry I've waited too long. Sunshine, won't you please be my Valentine? And if some God ever finds me here, I believe only in you, my dear. Yeah, you. And from the outside looking in, sometimes I worry I wait too long. Sunshine, won't you please be my Valentine? Come and give me your peace of mind. When life is long, you in this dark tower, you up ahead of me, yeah, you in darkest hour, you be the light of me, yeah, you in planting flowers, you in passing showers, you up on the roof again. They don't know where we've been, baby. All they need is sunshine. Won't you please, sunshine? Won't you please, sunshine? Won't you please, sunshine? Won't you please? Won't you please, please, please? Won't you please be?
Nice.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks for calling out.
Cause I'm the king of wishful thinking. Sorry.
No, that was great. All right, I think we have one more question and request here, and it's from Chris S, who I'm going to unmute right now. And hey, Chris.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. So I have a question. Is there any specific song or songs that inspired you to take up the guitar?
Oh yeah, man. So the first song was "My Girl" by The Temptations. I asked my mother, who plays the guitar. She plays like folk guitar, kind of. I asked her to please show me that. So hold on, let me tune up, and I'll just go kind of give you the lesson she gave me. I think she was showing me in a different key because she had moved it with her girl group in her folk girls group in high school. So
I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Yeah, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, and talking about my girl, my girl.
yeah, that. I haven't ever played that song for anybody.
That was pretty awesome.
That was the first one. And then, of course, after that was like, if we're getting serious, immediately after that was probably Mark Knopfler, Money for Nothing. Oops, hold on, I broke my guitar. See, that's how hard that is. That's hardcore. Okay. So that like
I want my MTV.
that's Sting. That's Sting doing those back.
Oh.
Yeah, Sting. So yeah, the Mark Knopfler style of guitar, that stuff really got me going. Just because he had this weird, if you can see what I'm doing here, he had this sort of like pinky action. He did this. So I didn't do it like that. I did it with this sort of like, just the way that I know how. But
That ain't working.
yeah, just working on Mark Knopfler guitar technique like by ear. That was probably, 1980, was it 86 or something?
Well, we should learn that.
Yeah, but prior to that, I was maybe some Van Halen I was trying to learn, but unsuccessfully.
What about Akadaka?
AC/DC is the primary, like, always influence. Specifically, the song "Who Made Who" from the Maximum Overdrive soundtrack. That's a
The video games supply me. I face it on a level, but I take you every time on a one-on-one. Feel it running down your spine. Nothing's gonna save you one last time, 'cause bet on you.
through and through, and then the hardest guitar part to play ever comes, where he's like. But I don't know how he does it because it sounds like he's doing it with an open string, so it may be retuned. If anybody knows how Who Made Who actually goes, let me know, because I struggled with it for many, many moons. Yeah. But also, in that same formation, to answer your question, is just one key back in B is this. I left alone. My mind was blank like that. So that was another thing that got me going. Yeah, those ones.
Awesome. And the request I had, could you play either BMX Bandits or Only You, please?
Only You. Wow, we haven't done that one for a minute.
You wanna, is that your choice of the two?
I would say BMX Bandits because it's
Okay.
a little bit more reasonable. You and your unreasonable requests. No,
Which is funny because BMX Bandits is one of the least
played
reasonable
Only You
songs.
Yeah. Don't tune up here. Do a professional.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, BMX
And,
Bandits. Here we
and
go.
just so you know, Brendan, I think we're going to do this song and then maybe we'll do one more after that that you can choose.
Okay.
And then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
But we'll get to that. BMX first.
Yeah. So here we go. This is BMX Bandits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over and under we ride. Oh wait, I played the wrong song. Let's start over.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Over and under we ride, in love with the suicide. Yeah, we fuck with disaster and careful is something to hide. So come give this trick a try. Push it faster, you bastard, and over this mountain you glide. No, you're not gonna last if you can't push it faster. And you go, it's such a god is that I'd like to go down and back. But GMC racing bike, man, I wish I had one like that. Nico, you stole my soul with your cute little bunny hop. Your radical tabletop girl, I wish you would never stop. Nico. Well, I was only 10 years old. Shit, I left my cell phone at home. It's just a broken collarbone. Walk it off you. Net your ass back on the bike. It's time to go lay some pipe. Or just watch me get nice. I'ma school you on how to get high. You go home, tell your friends that you bad on my style. Ain't it cold? It's such a god is that I'd like to go down and back. GMC racing bike, man, I wish I had one like that. Nico, you stole my soul with your cute little bunny hop. Your radical tabletop, and I wish you would never stop. Nico, you got the flow, lick up the skids are up the list on the skyways and beam fixed walkie-talkies. Nico, riding a PK river
for we're going long as children. I'm polite as winning it, but I'm your ass, so I did the call. Oh, I was only 10 years old. Is there a love in your life? 'Cause I wanna be white. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a bicycle up in the sky. You didn't say you could fly. Now I know where I stand, and I'm tired of life on the ground. Lose my soul and I'm down up the ramp. I am bound. Hey Nicole, what's it you got? Is that a black silver diamond back? Richie, I'm so racing right, man. I wish I had one like that. Nicole, you stole my soul with your cute little bunny hop. You radical tabletop girl, I wish you would never stop. Nicole, you got this model, the college kids are up in the smallest skyways of being fixed walkie-talkies and stolen shit. Nicole, why don't you pick a river? We're going long as children. I'm polite as winning it, but I'm your ass, so that did Nicole. Oh, I was only 10 years old.
Very nice. It's good to see you do that and know that you only palm mute if you think it will annoy me.
Well,
Nice one. Great. Well, that's that's the extent of our questions and requests for this week. If you want to do one more, I would be remiss if I did not mention that in the YouTube chat there are loads of people clamoring for a dirt bag. But that is up to you. Obviously, you can. I would say that. You can do two more if you want.
Well,
it's up to you. If you have something that's you're really dying. Oh, there's the hat.
I mean, the hat
There
of
it is.
retirement is on. We're halfway there, so
Yeah.
I like the word clamoring.
clamoring. Matthew, are there any fans of one Spider Nate Webb in the chat today?
I don't know. People don't introduce themselves that way.
Well, why not?
I have no idea.
That's kind of fucked up.
Let's assume yes.
Okay, so some of you may know in that case that Spider Nate Webb has started doing a cooking show. And he asked me to help him write the theme song. Now, he came with the lyrics, right? So it's a 50-50, Matthew. You know how that works, right?
50-50.
50-50. So Spider Nate Webb is now a songwriter, in addition to being a profoundly impressive and legendary independent wrestler. So this one goes out to him and his new cooking show.
Wait,
What?
okay.
What?
Do I know this?
Do you know Teenage Dirtbag?
Oh.
Do you?
I didn't know whether he was gonna do some sort.
I was right there with you, Sturbans. I thought Brendan was about to play a new song about
Thank you.
Nate
Oh,
Webb.
that would have been.
That's what I thought was about to happen.
Yeah, no Dirtbag, just the new Spider Nate Webb theme song. Okay, so.
Her name is Noelle, and I have a dream about her. She rings my bell. I got gym class in half an hour. Oh, how she rocks in kids and tube socks, but she doesn't know who I am, and she doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. baby with me. But her boyfriend's a dick, and he brings a gun to school, and he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. He lives on my block, and he drives an IROC, but he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me, 'cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. Oh yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Oh yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Man, I feel like mold. It's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold, she's walking over to me. This must be fate. My lip starts to shake. And how does she know who I am? And why does she give a damn about me? She said I got tickets to Iron Maiden, maybe. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby, like you. Oh yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Oh yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing.
You just love ending the song like that. That's your new favorite thing.
Jazz, 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 jazz.
All right. Well, we're gonna call it a day on the YouTube stream for now. That's it for this. Thank you all so much for watching and
Thank you.
for joining us. We hope everyone is well and healthy and taking care of yourselves and the people around you. And we're gonna do this again probably in 2 weeks. We'll announce a date sooner than later. But we love doing this. And again, the hope is in New York, hopefully in the not too distant future, you'll see more members of Wheatus able to actually join this stream when we're able to safely
when we
join forces again.
When we unquarantine.
Which will be a wonderful day.
Yep.
But until
Thank
then.
you, Matthew.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for doing it. And again, thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see